Jesus, don't cry. You can rely on me, honey. You can combine anything you want. I'll be around. You were right about the stars. Each one is a setting sun. Tall buildings shake, voices escape, singing sad, sad songs. Tuned to chords strung down your cheeks, bitter melodies turning your orbit around. Don't cry. You can rely on me, honey. You can come by anytime you want. I'll be around.
We'll have a few laughs at the expense of the boating culture here in Chicago. People behave ridiculously on their boats. I'll show you the ballyhoo, tomfoolery, and nonsense that is out here. And because we are all about boat safety, I'll tease the boaters when they do silly things. A lot of rental boats out here, guys and girls. Yeah, sign your life away. Go rent a boat. If you really want to do it upright, though, hire a captain, get a yacht, go on the lake for like 4 hours. We can talk later about boating, specific outfits, people to call about that. When we get back, I'll answer any questions you might have. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. We're going to go for a boat ride. Now, Lakeshore Drive here, some people call this bridge the Roosevelt Memorial Bridge. The first vehicle to go across this bridge back in 1938 was then President Franklin Delano Roosevelt's wheelchair. Yeah. Very beautiful view as we come under the bridge, onto the main branch of the Chicago River. Come with me, if you would please, to the forward left-hand side of the vessel. In the distance, beyond the tree line, folks, you'll see a tall glass tower just past the seagulls. Perfect timing. See those really cool, curved, linear, undulating balconies? Help your neighbor. Can y'all see it okay? The building is called Aqua. Aqua, designed by a female architect whose name is Jeannie Gang. Now, Jeannie Gang won an award for Aqua. She is the only female architect in the world who's ever built a tower of that size. Yes. Some of the balconies on Aqua, they go out as far as 13 feet. Others go out as few as 2 feet. You want to get up into Aqua? Absolument. You may do so. The Hotel Radisson Blu occupies floors 1 to 18. Now, if you want to get higher than that, floors 19 through 82, you got to make friends with someone who lives there. Crazier things have happened. Aqua. Really good views of Aqua. Millennium Park, Grant Park, places you should hang out if you've not yet been there. Now let's go to a different variety of residential development, but a similar style. Jeannie Gang's Aqua structure, postmodernism, futuristic, fancy schmancy. Here to the right, pleased to enjoy Riverview 1 and 2, early 2000s by James DeStefano. Very nautically themed, very appropriate. Notice the brick, stone, steel, glass. Folks, this is the first of many walkways I'll show you. I want you to come down to the water, see the restaurants, the bars. I'll tell you about our transit system so you can escape the downtown, go see a neighborhood or two, taking a ball game at Comiskey or Wrigley, depending on who's in town. But yeah, the zoning laws in Chicago require these beautiful developments along the water's edge, so plenty of places to kick it and wave to me later. Riverview 1 and 2, they sold the parking spaces off in 2005. Each parking space was $50,000. $50K to park your car. I pay $100 a year and I park on the street, saving millions. The 98 Acura. Only Ludacris and I still drive around our 90s Acuras. We've got a 93 Legend. Luda. Here to the right, come on down to the fountain. Beautiful photo opportunities. That's the Nicholas J. Mela Centennial Fountain, built in 1989. It celebrates 100 years of the Water Reclamation District in Chicago. The right-hand side of the falls, just for fun, so you're aware, represents the Great Lakes Waterways, St. Lawrence Seaway, Erie Canal, and Atlantic Ocean. The left-hand side of the falls represents the Chicago, Illinois, Des Plaines, Mississippi rivers, and the Gulf of Mexico. All those bodies of water are accessible by the Great Lakes River. It is the Donald Trump International Tower and Hotel. Donald Trump, America's windbag. I'm making t-shirts. Trump Tower is our second tallest. It's a beautiful building. There he is. What's up, man? All right. Yeah, come by, see him, say hello. Trump Tower, our second tallest, 92 stories in height. It's over 1,300 feet tall. The building is not a steel frame. We do think of skyscrapers and steel framing, together as one. It was here in Chicago, actually, 1885. That the home insurance building was built by William LeBaron Jenney. Now, William LeBaron Jenney designed the first ever steel frame structure. The home insurance building gave rise to the modern day skyscraper. Now, why that story here now? The Trump Tower, North America's largest poured reinforced concrete structure. Yeah, there's 720 million pounds of concrete in the Trump Tower. The glass and steel on the facade is called a curtain wall, not a load-bearing wall. It hangs on the side of the building. Join me on the right for just a moment. A mile away, there's the Hancock. See the white antenna, the black X's? Now I know you're going to miss that photo op. I'll show you the Hancock later on when we come back this way. Our fourth tallest. 1969 it was built. At that time it was the world's tallest. Over 1,100 feet tall it is. It's 100 stories in height. Designed by Bruce Graham. And the ingenious engineer from Bangladesh, Dr. Fazlur Khan. Fazlur Khan invented cross-bracing, folks, the X's that you saw on the Hancock. These two cats, Bruce Graham, Dr. Fazlur Khan, 5 years after the Hancock, they built the Sears, which you'll see later. 1924 by Graham, Anderson, Probst, and White. There's a lot going on here. There's the Beaux-Arts style. The Beaux-Arts harkens back to the Greco-Roman style of architecture. Look for the Spanish revivalism, the French Renaissance influence. Folks, the Wrigley, it's got 6 different shades of white glazed terracotta. Those shades get brighter as you go up. Please to enjoy some shade. Now the DuSable Bridge, double-decker Michigan Avenue. Folks, this is the old shoreline of Lake Michigan. Everything north of you, south of you, behind you is all landfill out here on the lake. See the staircase on the right? Our staff personnel in the orange looking at us to the right? You'll see the bust of DuSable. There's a work of art up there that is the head of Chicago's first non-native resident. He moved here, folks, from Haiti in 1779. He was a fur trader on the banks of the river, the shores of Lake Michigan. DuSable, said to be of French and African descent, spoke English and French. He married a Native American princess, moved to St. Charles, Missouri in the year 1800. Yes, the father of Chicago, DuSable, a true stud. Yeah, the London Guarantee buildings in the old world style. Stay with me here, left-hand side. You'll see more white glazed terracotta like you just saw at the Wrigley. This is the skinniest skyscraper in Chicago. A lot of folks love this building. By Herbert Riddle, 1927. It's the former Lincoln, or former Mather Tower. And what the heck, why not? One more. Come to the forward left, in the distance, past the ASAP. See the construction on top? I'm sorry that it's there. The building, built in the 20s, designed to look like a 15th century Italian monastery. Do you see the old skyline here in Chicago, the 1930s, 1940s, and then slam, throw the glass and steel back into there. Come to the right, look at the Trump. You can see what's happened throughout the time here in Chicago. The old skyline here at Michigan Avenue, it's awesome. I'll tell you more about those buildings that I highlighted quickly for you. I just want you to breathe it in. So let's talk glass and steel. So there was a time when it was used in a very simplistic fashion. In the 1950s, 1960s, 1970s, Mies van der Rohe and his ideas of the international style. Here on the right, please to enjoy the international style. We call this the glass box theory. This is the AMA Plaza. You remember it as the IBM building. Built in the 70s, this is Mies van der Rohe's last commercial building he built in the US before he passed away. It's the youngest building in Chicago to be declared a historic landmark. AMA Plaza, the international style. It is his only building on the Chicago River, Mies van der Rohe. Very influential guy. He taught here in Chicago at what is now IIT. One of Mies van der Rohe's students was named Bertrand Goldberg. Now Goldberg rejected the ideas of the international style. He argued instead, if there are no right angles in nature, there should be no right angles in architecture. A very cool reflection of this philosophy here by Bertrand Goldberg. Marina City Towers. Folks, Marina City Towers, these are a big deal. One of the first residential developments on the Chicago River, one of the first city within a city concepts. You got the restaurants, the marina, the yachts and boats are beautiful. The House of Blues is on the property. When I was young, I called these the corn cob buildings. Yes, indeed. Some people call them the Chicago tree houses. The units here are pedal-shaped, and the elevator core acts as the stem. These are said to be some of the world's most photographed buildings, and you'll see them in all the movies done in Chicago. Let's go back in time. I mentioned the Chicago River used to be predominantly industrialized. Yeah, this is one of the few remaining warehouses on the Chicago River today. It's a beautiful red brick and terracotta structure. This is from 1914, y'all. This is the Reed Murdoch Center by George Nimmons. A steel frame, Beautiful horizontal lines of red brick and terracotta. See how the horizontal patterns slash through the otherwise vertical brick columns? Kind of some prairie style influence, that horizontal pattern that you'll associate with the Frank Lloyd Wright homes that you like so much. We don't see any Frank Lloyd Wright homes, forgive me, but the idea, again, the horizontal patterns. Beautiful clock on top. See the lion's heads up there? That's the symbol for Monarch Foods. They used to occupy this old warehouse back in the day. We used to pay our parking tickets in that building. Now my credit card account is linked to Rom's office at City Hall, so it just goes automatically. So that $100 a year is not quite so cheap after all, yeah. There goes the L train. The L is for elevated. Parts of our transit system run subterranean. For the most part, though, it runs above ground. Hop on the Brown line, guys and girls. Ride the Brown around the loop. Great way to see Chicago for $2 1/4. It's got air conditioning. They'll bring you north on the Brown line as you head out to River North, Old Town, Lincoln Park, Lakeview, Wrigleyville. Take the red line to Addison to see Wrigley. Take the red line south to 35th Street, Sox, Comiskey. The Wells Street Bridge is lovely. Guys and girls, they rebuilt this 2 years ago. They used the exact same plans from 1909. They literally refabricated the steel based on the old plans, rebuilt it piece by piece. I like that. That's cool. That's how you preserve history. So we've seen the neoclassical Wrigley and surrounding buildings by Michigan Avenue. You saw the Trump Tower, Aqua, that's postmodernism, the glass box theory, the international style. Here it is, Art Deco. A lot of people like Art Deco. It's got historical accents, limestone, strong verticality, geometric in shape. Notice on top the elegant setbacks, giving it a step-like appearance. Art Deco. A lot of folks enjoy the historical accents. This is the Merchandise Mart. See the heads of those gentlemen there? Those are Chicago's big shot merchandisers. The man who paid for this building is up there. Marshall Field, Aaron Montgomery Ward, Huntington Hartford, Julius Rosenwald, Frank Woolworth, just to name a few. See the geometric shape of it all? See how the building looks like it's machine made? These buildings are said to be a tribute to the machine age. The Merchandise Mart, 1930s, designed by Graham Anderson folks and white folks. What you're looking at here? The third biggest building in the world. 1.4 million square feet of space. The Merchandise Mart, once owned by Joseph P. Kennedy. After them, calling it Chicagua. Welcome to Chicago. Stinky, smelly, oniony Chicago. As we mosey onto the North Branch here, I want to draw your attention to the very beautiful brick structure here. See how the glass and steel on the right is reflecting the sun and hitting this brick? Pretty cool. This is the oldest building on the tour I'll show you. From 1898, it's the Fulton House by Frank D. Abbott. A former cold storage warehouse. The man who renovated it loved the sale in the 80s. Harry Weiss turned this building into condos. Harry Weiss, all of his buildings have a nautical theme. See the dock access? Notice the starfish on the facade? Go to the very top, please. The round windows are a lot like porthole style windows you find on a boat. This building's awesome. Right next door to it is another building done by, yes indeed, Harry Weiss once again. See the shape of the sail of a ship? That triangular shape? The porthole windows you get. This is from 1988. This is the Chicago River Cottages. There's 4 units here, 4 and 5 stories tall respectively. You got massive glass panels, exposed steel framing. Everyone here's got a boat dock. Everyone's got an elevator in the unit, and they all have parking. Now my favorite feature here at the cottages, on top of the circular staircase here, check it out, Shazam. Birdhouse. Love that birdhouse. The commute. They're all going to Ogilvy and Union train station. Okay, the building here on the right is an award winner from the 20s by Halliburton and Root. This is 2 North Riverside Plaza. Beautiful Art Deco, right? The historical accent here. The building pays tribute to and looks like the Sphinx. It's abstract, yo, so roll with me. See over there on the right, you got a pause. Now the buildings here, these 2 that you see on the right, they are twin 20-story buildings. They're done in the international style, right? That glass box theory. These were not done, though, by Mies van der Rohe. These were done by Bruce Graham and Robert Diamante with the firm Skidmore, Owings & Merrill. Gateway Centers 1 and 2. Those are the first 2 of the 5 buildings here that comprise the Gateway Center. But right now, it's all about the left-hand side of the vessel. Look straight up. You get a really good look here at the Sears Tower. Hello. What's up, you guys? Go Cubbies. I'll give you guys better views of the Sears, and I'll tell you all about the building. A lot of people in Chicago really like this building. It's called Gateway Center 4. Here on the right, it is the largest and newest of the 5 Gateway Center buildings. 1983 by James DeStefano. See again the dramatic bend in the building? We saw it back at Wolf Point. Contextualism follows the bend in the river. The green reflective convex glass, very cool, gives you a kaleidoscope effect. Now the other building that I mentioned Burnham envisioned was this one. It's a monster. Get a load of this thing. We actually call it the Incredible Hulk. It is the former main Chicago Post Office, the largest of its kind in the world when it was built back in the 1930s. Graham Anderson, Probst & White designed it. It is Art Deco. Remember the Batman film, The Dark Knight? Remember the Batcave scenes where he and Alfred are always talking and hanging out? They filmed those scenes in the old post office. That room that served as the Batcave, remember how big it was? That was just one of the 18 production floors that are in here at the post office. That's where mail was sorted by a small army of people. Burnham wanted to have an expressway go right through a public building. This is Congress Parkway. It becomes 290, as you saw, or as you'll see, goes right on through the old post office. Downriver on the right, you got an old steam-powered power plant. See those smokestacks down there? See the wood protrusions here above the waterline under the trees? That's the remnants of old seawalls built years and years ago out of wood. Now, catching your eye, no doubt, there is some development down here for all the peace and quiet and all the nature. This might look familiar. River City was done by the same feller who did my beloved corncob buildings. Remember back on the main branch, the Marina City Towers? Yeah. River City here by Bertrand Goldberg, who again said if there's no right angles in nature, there should be no right angles in architecture. This is an S-shaped building of poured reinforced concrete. Over 500 condos here. For years, I've been fighting the urge to do a backflip off the staircase. Look at that. I know people who will not use that staircase. They're afraid of it. Residents enjoy a temperature-controlled indoor glass atrium. There's 70 boat slips down here, 7-0. Get yours today. Now, if you're a Seinfeld fan, if you like Seinfeld, this boat right here, you'll appreciate. It's the Summer of George. It's the Summer of George. You'll hear this boat come bumping along while you're enjoying a lovely lunch at O'Brien's on the main branch, and it's usually like 21 to 21-and-a-half-year-olds. I don't know what their marketing strategy is, but it's a lot of young people. They have a good time. I always laugh. Brings me back in the day when I used to be cool. So if you see the Summer of George out, or better yet, if your boy calls you and says you're going on the Summer of George, you're going to a rager. Have fun. The right angles, octagon-shaped tower. See the castle-like features on top? They light those castle features up at night with thousands of fluorescent luminaries. Due to the white color of those lights, some people call this building the White Castle building. Yeah, go to the very top, you might see Wolf Point, where the branches of the river collide. See the dot in the middle? You are here. See the expressway interchange? That's 9094 where it hits 290. You saw that expressway go through the post office. Yeah, it's a map of Chicago. Again, we're not here by coincidence. It's all about the river here in Chicago. Main branch, North branch, South branch. Here's the photo op you want of the third biggest building in the world, the Merchandise Mart. Folks, see the pyramids on top? That's another historical accent, a tribute to the pyramids at Giza. So here's the information about the Merchandise Mart that'll melt your brain. I'll give it to you incrementally. The building sits on 5 acres of land. Okay, the building used to have its own zip code. Oh, it was 60654. And then here's the absolute stunner. The building has 7 miles of hallways. Yeah, brains melted. 7 miles of hallways in the Merchandise Mart. Floors 1 and 2 are open to the public, so go walk around in there. Tell your friends, family, yeah, I was in the third biggest building in the world. And then everyone always asks, well, what's 1 and 2? Twice the size of this is the Pentagon in Arlington, Virginia. Yeah, don't mess with us. Twice the size of the Pentagon is a building in China that's so big they measure it like this. Oh, it's 2.35 kilometers wide and 1.5 kilometers deep. You know what a kilometer is. Good job. Where are my international travelers? Folks who presumably came the furthest to be here. Folks from outside the U.S. What's up? Good to have you. Welcome. Good to have you guys. International travel. It's great. Change your life. So on the right, you'll see the curved linear facade of the curvy glass building at Wolf Point. We saw it earlier. You can also see a double-decker expressway that Burnham envisioned back in 1909. It's incredible. Lower Wacker and Upper Wacker Drive. Not only can you enjoy Lower and Upper Wacker, please to enjoy North Wacker, South Wacker, East Wacker, and West Wacker Drive. Upper Wacker's lovely. Walk along Upper Wacker, not during the commute. Envision yourself on the Seine in Paris, France. As a lot of French influence folks went into the walkway that is Upper Wacker. Photographers raise the cameras up to the right. You'll get a really good look at the Sears Tower, a quarter of a mile south from us. Wait till we pass the bridge house, you'll have 4 seconds. The Sears is now called the Willis Tower. Yes, forgive me. Willis, a British insurance broker. Buster, I'm not trying to tease you. Here on the right, 2 buildings built during different time periods that had to be combined into one due to a lack of space. That is 222 West Wacker. Part of it's from the 30s, part of it's from the 80s. Look at it, I'll bet you can tell what is what. Graham Anderson, Probst & White in the 30s gave us the Ionic style Roman columns, that decorative base and cornice of the Chicago style. See the white glazed terracotta? Very cool. And then Skidmore, Owings & Merrill in the 80s, light masonry, trapezoidal bays. Did y'all get it correct? The idea is you look at things now and you kind of know what it is, when it was built. It's fun. It makes buildings, architecture, engineering more interesting. Now, if you failed epically, here's a much more easy test. This is obvious, but please to enjoy what is still a very beautiful stark contrast of old and new. Juxtaposition, right? Live music here at the amphitheater. I'm not going to talk over it. Please to enjoy.
anything you want. I'll be around. You were right about the stars. Each one is a setting sun. Tall buildings shake, voices escape, singing sad, sad songs. Tuned to chords strung down your cheeks, bitter melodies turning your orbit around. Don't cry, you can rely on me, honey. You can come by anytime you want. I'll be around. You were right about the stars. Each one is a setting sun. Tall buildings shake, voices escape, singing sad, sad songs. Tuned to chords strung down your cheeks, bitter melodies turning your orbit around. Voices whine, skyscrapers are scraping together. Your voice is smoking, and last cigarettes are all you can get, turning your orbit around. Our love, our love, our love is all we have. Our love is all of God's money. Everyone is a burning sun. Tall buildings shake, voices escape, singing sad, sad songs. Tuned to chords strung down your cheeks, bitter melodies turning your orbit around. Voices whine, skyscrapers are scraping together. Your voice is smoking, last cigarettes are all you can get, turning your orbit around. Last cigarettes are all you can get, turning your